Hey guys, Jonathan here from PlayGuitar.com. I've decided to haul out my bass today and check it out. So basically this is just a test to see what it shows up like on YouTube, rather what it sounds like on YouTube. That's what I'm after today, but I figured I'd teach you something at the same time. So what am I going to show you today? Well, very, very simple, but very, very cool and extremely useful on bass, okay? The octave pattern. Octaves sound really, really cool on bass, and you can use them any way you want, really, but their basic octave pattern, the thing I love about bass is it is so symmetrical. Guitar is, of course, symmetrical to a degree, but you got that funny little B string that just kind of throws things in, you know, changes things up, right? The bass is, everything is tuned to fourths, right? So it's so cool, and I got 5-string here, as you can see. And that just adds extra coolness in my opinion. So for all you 4-stringers out there, try 5-string, you'll never go back. So your octave patterns, you can use these anywhere. That's the other cool thing, is with the 5-string you get the extra. You can use the octave pattern on 3 strings actually, right? Rather than just twice. So basically, what's your octave pattern? Well, go down 2 strings and up 2 frets, okay? So if we're on A at the 5th fret here, on the 4th string, I got to readjust my brain to bass string numbers here. Okay, so I've got an A here, 5th fret, 4th string, right? Octave pattern, we go up 2 strings to the D string, the 2nd string, and then we go up 2 frets. Okay? Now, ideally, you should be playing, good proper form tells you should be playing a fret to a finger, right? But if you watch me close enough, you'll notice that I frequently have bad form, so please try not to learn from my bad form things, learn from what I'm telling you instead. I'll often use my pinky to grab that octave just because it's easier, it's quicker for me. It keeps my hand a bit closer together. Something every now and then I start working on it to use my my index finger there to keep the frets lined up, 1 per finger. But if especially if you're just starting out on bass, use your pinky finger if you need the extra strength. Your hand can grip a lot better when it's close together like that rather than spread out. But try to get to the point where you're using your index finger and your ring finger there. All right. So how do you use that octave pattern? Well, you can use that if you're really just beginning with bass. You know, I see bass players that are doing this kind of thing all day long, right? Where you're just playing the root and nothing else. So do yourself and everyone else a favor and add in the octave and make it a little bit more interesting. The octave is, you're playing the same note, you're just playing it in a different place. Makes it sound different, right? Oops. So you can play that, or throw that in all over the place, really. I like using my octave. Actually, one other trick that I often throw in there is I basically play a power chord on guitar, if you're familiar with guitar, but that's basically 1, 5, and 8. So your 1, let's go back to the A here. Your 1 is your A, your 5 is the E, right here, 7th fret, 3rd string, and the octave is where I showed you previously. Oops. 7th fret, 2nd string, right? So what I'm doing there is I'm actually playing a 4th. 1. The 4th is the D, and I just kind of bar that with my index finger. So what I'm doing there is I'm kind of holding down the A and the D, and then I'm hammering on the 5th, which is the E, and then I'm going up to the octave. So you can play around with that one too. So basically, that's working off of 1-4-5 there, right? And if you don't know any bass theory at all, head on over to bassguitartheory.net and check it out. I've done a full-on lesson there explaining the 1-4-5, the different intervals, all that kind of fun stuff that you can use on bass to really give you a good idea of what different intervals you can use there, right? Stuff like that. Anyways, it's probably about long enough for a test lesson here, so have fun with that. We'll see you again next time. You can get more over at GuitarTipsWeekly.com. See you later.